Difference as an activist, you'll be able to tell your kids what you did in the war to free the Canadian people after 45 years. 2 million victims. 2 million victims. People taking their kids away, losing their houses. You know, we're owed a big apology, and that's what you're fighting for. A formal end to this war on us, an apology from the government that was just a sadistic pogrom that doesn't have any benefit to anyone else whatsoever. It's a social policy of a disastrous, epic proportions. We need compensation for every day any of us spend in jail for weed, $100 a day. We need all our property restored, all the fucking weed they took from me. They took over $1 million worth of stuff from me in 5 raids, and I want it back. I want it back, and we're all kind of get it back. And we're gonna get it back. Except, you know what? I'd love it if someone would do some radical action, blocking bridges, chaining themselves to police stations, you know, spray painting vice squad cop cars, all sorts of good things. Free the weed right over where it says Metro Police. We need a lot more of that, but what we need even before any of that behavior is get out and fucking vote. Most stoners don't vote. And you know who does vote? The old people who are putting us down, who vote for the Conservative government, who are the weaselly Liberal Party, you know, the Bloc Québécois, the Green Party of Canada, and the NDP, for the most part, have been really good. They voted against Bill C-15. They believe in the legalization of marijuana. Get out and vote. Get out and give some money to some candidates that want to legalize pot. Help out the Green Party, get Elizabeth Warren. Make sure you invoke more NDP members in the next federal election. NDP voted against Bill C-15. They kept faith with that. Jack Layton's a weasel every now and then. I'm not going to front otherwise. Guy comes into my house, begs for our support. We deliver thousands and thousands of voters to them, thousands and thousands of members, and now the guy won't even look me in the eye when he sees me. Won't even look me in the eye. And he's from Toronto here, so go kick his ass too, just to remind him who the fuck he is. He's just the leader of the opposition party. If he wants to be prime minister and have some clout, he's got to be faithful to the people he actually makes commitments to. That man came into my house and said he would urge the legalization of marijuana with absolutely no qualification whatsoever. He called marijuana that beautiful plant. A beautiful thing though, and we should be able to consume it peacefully in our own home. He said, you remind me, go to that Pop TV, my website, and look at that famous interview where Jack Layton comes to my home and starts saying all these wonderful things, and now he won't even look me in the eye. Won't even bring it up in Parliament. Do you know what? There's a bill in the Congress in the United States where 70 congressmen, including the most beautiful, wonderful politician ever put on this planet, only one like him, and when he dies, this is going to be a sad place in the world. There's a beautiful old man, 72-year-old, from Texas of all places, hard to believe, and his name is Ron Paul. And Ron Paul is the greatest man in this continent today. He's the greatest politician ever. And he's got a bill before the year. Every year Ron Paul has a bill to end the drug war. Every year Ron Paul has a bill to legalize medical marijuana. Every year Ron Paul has a bill to make industrial hemp legal. And Ron Paul says he wouldn't even tax marijuana. He said it would be legal right the fuck now. And you know what? He has never seen marijuana in his life. He says, I don't know anybody that smokes marijuana. I've never seen it. But it's just not right what they do to these people. Now there's a beautiful man, doesn't smoke, doesn't know anything about smoking, but as a matter of principle, he knows we're in a vicious pogrom and we're being put. Ron Paul and Barney Frank have a bill that legalizes 4 ounces or less for every adult in the United States, and he has 70 co-signers. Now the House of Representatives has 535 people, so you're going to need 270 votes to get anything passed. But the fact he's got 70 congressmen, because you know what? Not a single member of parliament in this country, in a country where 52% of the people want to legalize weed, not a single member of parliament's ever got up and said, Mr. Speaker, considering the majority of Canadians want to legalize marijuana and end this marijuana prohibition which causes all this gang violence, which seduces our teenagers into a life of crime and causes all this upheaval and social disorder and addiction, all this prohibition. Mr. Speaker, the majority of people want to legalize it. Should we have a vote on this right now, Mr. Speaker? And I vote yes, we should repeal marijuana. Not a single member of parliament's ever got up to propose such a bill. Bunch of cowards, weaklings, liars. Not even Jack Layton's ever got up before. Even Libby Davis, a beautiful person with the NDP, always on our side. She's never got up and put up a private member's bill that says let's just end the marijuana program. Not even a single debate on it. Even though the Senate, bunch of old geriatrics in charge of looking after Bill C-15, and it looks like they might pass it unless you actually get hold of them. They voted in 2003, every last one of them unanimously voted that marijuana prohibition caused nothing but trouble, and that marijuana should be legalized right away for anybody over 15. Bunch of old men said marijuana should be legal. After listening to over 600 witnesses over 2 years, they had overwhelming evidence that marijuana was not harmful, that prohibition was a disaster, and every last one of those old geezers, conservative and liberal, agreed we got to end marijuana prohibition. And now, 6 years later, a majority of them are ready to pass Bill C-15, which does the exact opposite. Fucking hypocrites, can't even stick to their own beliefs, can't even follow their own science. You know, the Minister of Justice, as it's ironically called, is a guy named Rob Nicholson. You know, 20 years ago, he was the Ministry of Science under Brian Mulroney. And when he was brought before the committee, they said, you have a single study that shows that mandatory minimums that put thousands of people in jail are any use to the Canadian public, because we have all these studies that show mandatory minimums are harmful. And Rob Nicholson, science minister, says, we don't have any studies that show that, but we know the Canadian people are behind it. That was it. The former Minister of Science can't even produce one study or bit of evidence that locking up thousands of young people and encouraging them to join gangs and enforcing the marijuana prohibition is of any value to the Canadian people. And it isn't. There is no evidence. It's not of any value. It's a pure, vicious pogrom of hatred. And it's up to you while I'm gone to try and do everything you can, because if they can send me, if they can call me the #1 drug czar, if they can call me the top 50 most wanted in the world because I sold seeds of the world's greatest plant to consenting adults, then you, my dear friends, are going to be targeted, as we all will, for a life in some concentration camp, because everything in life is directional.